Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Dick Pritchard from Columbus, Ohio, home of the Buckeyes, and you are listening to our CTFO Rockstar Team Training for September the 19th, 2021. Let's get going. What is CTFO anyway? It is a nutritional products and wellness company. Any money that is made through CTFO is made only through the sale of products. Remember that. Secondly, it is a wholesale buyers club. Anybody can join for free and get wholesale prices on all of our more than 50 products. You don't have to build a business if you don't want to. It's okay. All right. Thirdly, it is a network marketing business. Those of us who are building a business with CTFO get paid through a network marketing pay plan, which you can find in your back office or online. The link is fairly well known and tells you exactly how you get paid. So CTFO is about health and wealth. Our motto is shop to save, share to earn, because the more you shop, the more you will save, and the more you share, the more you will earn. Well, this week we signed up 110 new members in our group. 2 of those came in for free by mail. Our 31-day team sales volume, $38,565, moving back up a little. Our weekly team sales volume so far, $7,979. Again, kind of a slow week, but less slow than last week. We did sell 5 packs this week. 2 of those were platinum packs. People are still taking advantage of the lower qualification for silver, gold, or platinum. That will help your Infinity 7 pay at least through the end of October, but it will also qualify you for more matrix pay. Good idea to buy packs while the threshold is lower. We now have a total of 49,643 members, and we sent out 32 info packs for our underground profit system and postal profit system, 57 follow-up info packs, and we had 1 auto ship sign up. Now, pretty soon I'm going to get rid of postal profit and just call it underground profit, because we are merging our underground profits, our postal profit system into underground profits. Anybody who joins postal profit will be given a modified starter pack that just vectors them into underground profits. A few updates. Again, there's a postcard special through the end of October. 1,500 leads and cards for only $99. That's normally $125. This is the prime time to mail anything, September, October, and even early November. So if you're mailing postcards, this is a great idea for you to get some postcards and stock up on them and start mailing like crazy during this prime mailing time. Let me get a drink of water. Ragweed. All right. The Take the Tour postcards will start shipping once the coffee postcards are depleted. I still have a couple thousand of the coffee postcards. I want to get those out, but I do have the Take the Tour postcards in stock. The Take the Tour flyer is now available. If you would like a Take the Tour flyer, shoot me an email and I will send you one. We can also mail out, take the tour flyers for you. I want to talk about postal pricing in just a minute. I forgot to mention that earlier. I forgot to put that on the list, but I want to talk about it. Our UPS invitation letters, take the tour flyers, even our info packs. We had a huge price increase. We have been negotiating with Postalocity.com, which is the system we use to automatically send out letters and info packs and all of that. They increased their prices by like 20 to 25%. But we've been negotiating with them. First of all, they gave us a bit of a deal on volume pricing. In other words, if we have volume at a certain level, you get reduced prices, but that didn't reduce the prices much. We're trying to negotiate a deal with them where they will allow us to mail what's called marketing mail, or what is it? Anyway, it's cheaper than first class mail. In most cases, we don't care if it takes a few days longer for a letter to get out there. You mail letters, you want to mail them as cheaply as possible, right? So we're working on that. We're not there yet. In the meantime, I've raised prices on both the flyers and the invitation letters. I'm hanging in there with info packs, even though I'm losing money on those. But what I'm doing is, if you send me an order form with the old pricing, I just reduce the number of letters I send. I'm sending them out at my cost, or I'm charging you my cost. I'm not making any money mailing invitation letters or flyers. So understand, you're getting whatever your dollars will get you. All right. I want to talk about marketing funnels a little bit. This is a graphic that Kevin Fournier used in one of his recent webinars, and he went at it from a little bit different perspective than I'm doing it. Certainly, if you're promoting by word of mouth, okay, this is the right way to think about it. You share your business with prospects. You follow up with those who are qualified. In other words, they're qualified. They're actually interested in starting a business. They have the financial means to do that. They have access to the internet, those kind of things. And that produces members, okay. I'm not sure what QSG stands for, but what you want to do there is duplicate all your new associates and show them how to do the same thing you're doing, but you want to follow up and get them on the Fast Start program and get them to 1K, 3K, 5K as quickly as possible. Now, when we talk about mailing, whether it's postcards or letters, we're really sharing with leads, okay? They're not prospects until they get qualified, then they're prospects, and then we follow up with them. In some cases, we send them a welcome kit. In other cases, we send them an info pack. But what we're trying to do, and in the case of postcards, we'll make them a free member. In the case of our underground profit system, we we actually try to make them an auto ship member, okay? But in every case, it's very important to follow up after they join and get them started. I can't tell you how many people I have send me emails saying I have 20 people or whatever number that I have enrolled, but none of them are buying any product. I can tell you in some cases that's because you brought them in cheap. In other words, you went out and bought clicks, and they may not even be real people. That's why they don't respond to your phone calls or emails. But secondly, man, these allergies are killing me. Secondly, if you don't follow up with new members, if you don't get them on the phone, the likelihood that they are going to become an auto ship member or do anything to get started fast is low, okay? Notice, as Kevin pointed out, the funnel gets smaller and smaller as you go down. There are a lot more leads and prospects out there than there are qualified people. And there are lots of qualified people who may or may not want to become a member, even for free, okay? And of those who do become members, a much smaller number actually get going and do something. Well, in order to make sure there's something left at the bottom, all right, you have to be active, all right? You don't beat people into submission or anything like that. You just follow up with them. You friend them. You try to see what you can do to help them get started, okay? But if there's no communication between you and your new member, or between you and you know, word of mouth prospects, nothing is going to happen. When people join for free, and we have obviously hundreds of people joining for free every week, okay, they're here, but if nobody calls them, nobody contacts them, I put them on my email list, but you need to contact them on the phone if possible if you want to get them down here. So that's what our marketing funnel is in our business. No matter how you're advertising, whether you're advertising online, word of mouth, print ads, postal mail, you're driving people down through this funnel. Okay, a couple webinar reminders. The CTFO corporate webinars are at 9 p.m. Eastern, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just go to ctfowebinar.com. There was a fantastic webinar on Thursday where David D'Arcangelo talked about 10X Pure and how we've actually have samples of 10X Pure CBD oil, including the 10X Gold Super 1000, that we've kept on the shelf for more than a year, okay? We went back and tested those samples to make sure they still had CBDA in them. And in fact, the amount of CBDA held steady because the 10X Pure oil protected the CBDA. So it actually, we have stable solutions with CBDA in them after a year, okay? That's pretty amazing. These were actually tested in a laboratory to prove that. So this is the kind of information you can get on the corporate webinars. Coming soon, I don't know exactly when, one of these webinars is going to announce our new blockbuster product. You will want to be on that webinar when it happens, and the best way to make sure you are is to go there every Tuesday and every Thursday. These webinars only last about 20 minutes max. Sometimes they run a little longer, but most of the time 20 minutes. Anybody can take 20 minutes at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays and listen in. Secondly, my enroller, my personal enroller, my friend Mike Swilling, the #1 distributor in the entire company, has a Facebook Live presentations on Thursdays. He's now back to 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Of course, you can watch the replay of that as well as the corporate webinars. If you're promoting by word of mouth, Mike is the guy to listen to, okay? Let's talk a little bit about this week's story. The graphic says, surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams. And sometimes we think that's just other people in our group or in our company, okay? It's a lot more than that. This is why you want to be friends with other network marketers who are in other companies, okay? Every company hits bumps along the road, okay? Some companies go out of business, I should know. I've had at least I've had one go out of business and one have serious financial problems. Okay, so that happens all the time. If you're friends with them, you give them the opportunity to come back to you and say, are you still in that CTFO thing? And, you know, here you're talking to somebody who's an actual network marketer who actually understands the business, the concept, etc., and so on. Well, I became friends with Mike Swilling back in our Free Life days because I went to an event in Las Vegas. I met Mike, and he became my friend. He was my sponsor in that company. He introduced me to Adam Levy at that event. I also met Kevin Fournier at that event. And a few years later, when Free Life had kind of died out and I was off doing other things, I got I think it was a phone call from Mike. He remembered me. And he told me about GBG, which is the predecessor company in CTFO. And so Mike and I began our business, our real business adventure in about 2011 time frame. And it has continued to this day, okay? But because I was friends with Mike, because he befriended me, I'm here today in CTFO. And the same thing is I've had people approach me who are in other companies, and sometimes they want to argue with you about whether their company's better than your company. Don't get into all that. Wish them well. Say, hey, you know, if your situation changes, come back and talk to me. Mike Swilling is a master, absolute master of keeping his Rolodex full. I don't know if anybody uses a Rolodex anymore, but he keeps his Rolodex full of people he knows who are in other companies. And every now and then he calls them up and says, how's it going? Oh, not going too well. Your company's not doing well. Well, maybe you ought to take a look at ours. Okay? So this is why it's such a great idea to be friends with people who are in other companies. Wish them well. Tell them you hope they make a pile of money. But if anything ever changes, come talk to me. Okay? Well, that's my story for this week. Have a fantastic week, folks. Get out and bring some people in and sell some products. Dr. Dick, signing off.